now for the first Lunar Perigee at the Recruitment Commission on Monday, December 24th. Got me and Wahoo here, so we can put that over there, and then we want to get the link, and then we can start checking. Got me. So we started at 3:08 America's time. So recording is at 3:08. All right, and we both got here kind of late. So this is Jay and Wahoo.
But I found it here. You are in time.
No, we were both a few minutes. You were a few minutes late, like 3:02 or so, maybe 3:01, 3:02. All right, so basically, let's see if you want to do anything. So I can help with policy keeping. I can help with note taking. I'm not good at timekeeping. If you want to help with that, be good. Video indexing. I mean, I can try, but it's like, I don't know if I'm able to do any of that. Work priorities master. I could try. Storyteller, definitely not going to do that. Value tracking, I can help with value tracking.
I can do timekeeping.
Excellent.
What is it about storytelling?
So,
what is that?
So storytelling, we have a new storytelling doc, although we didn't link it here. And what we do for storytelling is at the end of the session, we basically just do a few sentences on what we accomplished during the session. And then we put that on Skype.
Okay.
And eventually we'll do social media as well.
Okay.
All right. So it definitely would be nice to try to do some of the video indexing. So with that, we just need to track what time it is when we start something important. So for example, we do training on a certain part of the recruitment process. We may, like stage 3, for example, we may want to use the video to train other people, okay?
Okay.
So that's where we would want to keep track of that. So with the timekeeping, we want to do breaths at the 15 mark. So that would be in 4 minutes. And then at the bottom of the hour, we do a stretch. 45 minutes, we do a breath. At the top of the hour, you take a 5-minute break. Okay? So just try to keep track of the time as best as possible. And usually do 5 to 10 minutes per agenda item. All right, so let's go ahead and check in. And look, Charles got the most votes for our vote. I wonder if he will be interested in. Not here though. All right, you want to start checking in?
Okay. I'm 9. Doing great. Working on recruitment. I'm excited to be in this session.
Computer is going pretty slow, but looks like it works. All right, thank you. For me, it is definitely the middle of the night. That would be 2x. So I'm really tired. But everything's pretty mellow as far as like the holidays and everything goes. Everyone's staying at hotels, so we're pretty chill here. So tired. I'm probably like a 5.3. 5.3. I've been working on, recruitment. Sent stage 3 emails, invitations. And also been doing lots of overall planning and coordination. We did the seasonal and full moon session in the last 24 hours. There's a lot. Also been working on mission within client work. And doing taxes and payroll, finances, so lots going on. And we are still on super hard stop, but we're making a lot of good progress on it.
Okay.
All right. So attendance. So in our normal sessions, for our attendance, we actually have a schedule, and we actually get strikes. We also can create a new group chat. So this would be the Lunar Perigee. This happens to be the recruitment commission. We're going to add you and me. Okay. So that's our Skype group. Our attendance is good. Got me and you on there. So with our strikes, we would do that on our recruitment team.
Okay.
So this would be a task or a responsibility to set up, basically a global time conversion sheet. Oh, wow. That's cool. So basically we would have a tab here, and this would be like, global sessions for recruitment or outreach and recruitment. Good point. It's outreach and recruitment instead of just recruitment. Outreach and Recruitment Commission, ORC. Interesting. So for here, for example, we would write, well, let's just copy and paste what we do for the other sessions. So that's always the easiest thing, is just use the templates that we already have created here. So basically the most important thing is that when we have a recruitment commission meeting, we need to know everybody who signed up to come, so we know who's supposed to be here and who's not. So ideally in the future, we will, just be here knowing exactly who's going to show up, and we're not sitting here being like, oh, we don't know anyone's going to show up or not. Be like, well, they're scheduled. If you're scheduled, you're going to be here. Otherwise, you would get a strike. So this is the next global session we have, is the Venus session, which is actually just in 2 days from now, which is pretty amazing. All these global sessions happening. And then we have Earth session in like a week. So
when you get a strike, what does that mean?
What?
you get a strike for not attending or attending, or what does that imply?
Well, I'll go over it right now. So here's how we do it. So in this case, let's say like Zulu. So we have like Wahoo, Day, Zulu, Abdul, Charles, Mike. I don't know. Is there anyone else you can think of?
Sandman, Elliot, Mike.
Mike. Okay. So then here we've got our, Lunar Perigee. It's fine. Monday, December 25th. Okay. So we would obviously put the next one, and this is all just like independent recruitment team helper. I would be just that's just put New World. So me and Zila are New World, Abdul's New World, Charles is independent recruitment team. Always an independent recruitment team. Okay.
Okay.
We're not going to worry about work time regions. All of this would be just New World.
There's Vargas. Vargas is missing.
What?
Vargas or Lisa.
I don't know. So in column F,
name.
What?
You have listed everybody, but you have Miss Vargas.
Vargas?
Miss Vargas, I think. Yeah.
Vargas. Okay. So column F is are they invited? Yes, everyone's invited to come. Okay. So then the next thing would be, are you scheduled to be on time? Right. So column G is scheduled to be on time. Column H is scheduled at all. So if you're scheduled to come, you basically say that you're scheduled. But if you're going to be on time, it means you are going to be there early, or you're going to be there on time, as in not even a minute late. Does that make sense? So being a minute late is actually being late. If you're going to be on time, you're either early or on time. And that is column G. Okay? So in this case, we need to get the workers correct here. There we go. And let's also freeze column 1. There. All right, so me and you are here. We were not on time, so let's just pretend like we're not going to be on time. But we are here, so that's good, right?
Okay.
Zilu's not here. I don't even know if he said he might come. I have no idea, because we didn't, we technically should say no response. Right, so this would all be yellow, no response. Like, technically speaking, even though a lot of people said that they wanted to come, they didn't actually tell us if they were going to come. You see the difference?
Yeah.
So we would actually get verified responses from every single person. You're either might be available, or you're scheduled to come, or you're on time. And then we give strikes. So if you are scheduled to be on time and you're even 1 minute late, you get a strike. If you're scheduled to show up and you don't show up, you get a strike.
Mm-hmm.
If you're maybe available, then you don't get a strike, right? If you didn't respond, you get a strike. So everybody is required to respond. You don't respond, you automatically get a strike. Right, so for today, we can just assume everybody responded and then not give any strikes, but if you didn't respond, you would get a strike. Okay, that makes sense?
Okay.
And we would start everybody with 0 strikes. Although I think Zulu might have some strikes, but these would just be recruitment strikes. So the recruitment commission would be different strikes than we would have for the normal global sessions.
Okay.
But they could transfer over, especially for new recruits.
So when I get a strike, what happened?
It just means that you would have a strike. So if you had a strike and no one else had a strike, then you would rank lowest. So the person who has the most strikes is ranked lowest. And you don't want to be ranked lowest. Being ranked lowest means you get proposed to be removed from the budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So getting strikes is not good, but it's not like getting a strike isn't like, you know, you're automatically fired or whatever. It's like, it's kind of like, you know, some people have 6, even 7 strikes, you know, and they rank really low. So it's like, it's not good to just keep getting strikes. Like, you need to be communicating, right? Like, we want all the workers to take it seriously. If they're going to come to a session and schedule or say they want to be involved and they don't show up, that's a problem, you know? It's not professional, right? We need people to show up. They need to be on time. They need to be scheduled. And this is like, doing our global sessions has nothing to do with availability. It's about working and people getting paid to do work and to show up on time and to be professional and be prepared, organized, and focused, right? That's what we do. We're not here being like, oh yeah, maybe I'll show up and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you're not getting paid to maybe show up, right? You know, it's like you're showing up because this is your job and you're working, and we're here to help, you know, figure out solutions to global problems. Like, it's not going to be easy. So this is important to make sure people take the session seriously, and it does help. People are starting to get the point, so it's good. So then so we would put the next one here. So there's also the Lunar Perigee, and so our question would be like, do we want to do that? That would be the Lunar Perigee would be just for, well, everybody would be invited, but it would be just for the point of the session would be for the ambassadors. Okay, so the ambassadors meet on the apogee, and then the commission meets on the perigee. Okay, that makes sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that's strikes. Strikes are very important. Rankings. Rankings is pretty clear in this case. Rankings, you would have myself and then do you have any questions about attendance, comm groups, strikes, rankings, any of that?
No.
All right, so let's do value and equity real quick. It's probably take about 5 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes if you have lots of questions. Overall, for me, I feel like value and equity is really important. It's really, really important for multiple reasons. One reason is that, especially with the independent recruitment team, people aren't getting paid, right, directly at this point in time. So in that context, it's like people are getting tokens and equity and shares. So it's really important to track the equity. So in this case, this would be the Lunar Perigee session and be the recruitment commission. And again, the independent recruitment team, the independent recruitment team is it's gonna be unable to function by itself, right? Like the independent recruitment team is not a super team, right? It's just a sub team, and the primary team is the recruitment commission. So it's very important that that the focus is on the recruitment commission itself, and the independent recruitment team is one component of that, but it can't be the whole thing because simply there's just not time for to train and work with all the independent recruitment team members to be functional by ourselves, right? So there's also a lot of reasons why we should just focus on the to focus on the independent recruitment commission. I mean, to focus on the actual recruitment commission itself. So all of our finances, all of our value, all of our budgeting, all of our pay systems, all of our everything to do with value, equity tracking, decision making, positions. It's all based on the recruitment commission, and it'll just help. Like, there's just I don't need to go into the details on it. All right, so let's just take our list of folk here.
So basically, the recruitment commission is run by paid worker.
Well, and the independent recruitment team, but everybody in the independent recruitment team who is, approved in the budget will be part of the recruitment commission, right? So the very first step is being the first recruitment team, right? So you have the independent recruitment team, then you have the first round of recruitment, and that will be getting trained and actually running recruitment. So as soon as you get approved in the budget, the first thing you do is work on recruitment. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we started a little late, so we'll put 3.05. Okay, and then no one else was here, so we'll just pretty much just delete everyone. I don't think we actually need to put anybody in here. We can just add them if they show up. So this is where we end. I don't know. Usually these meetings go like 2 hours, sometimes 3. How long do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
It is okay. We finish this. At least we go Christmas knowing something is actually done.
Yeah. So this would be like 3 to 5 would be about 2 hours. And let's say we do like till 5:30, right? So that would be 2.45 hours. And then the total hours would be 4.9 hours because you add both of our hours together, and then you get the breakdown of equity, and then you do community equity. So we're getting, in the value of the equity, we are getting about 38% at this point of the recruitment commission. And this is basically the first recruitment commission meeting. There may have been one way back in the day, if we can find it. I don't think so, though. I think this is the very first recruitment commission. So this would be building value in the recruitment commission. As far as jurisdiction, we gotta switch this. Your jurisdiction is 600, mine is 7,500. Jurisdiction rate is gonna be 62.50, and this is 5. So my actual pay is $4. Your actual pay is 0. Right, and then I'm 2x. So I'm in the middle of the night. So the value that you are creating is $12, and I'm creating $296 of value. And this is the equivalent hours.
Why is mine 0?
What?
Why is mine 0?
Because you're not getting paid. You're like volunteering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm getting paid about $4 an hour. I'm not getting paid a lot, but I do get some money. I get about $200 a week.
Okay.
So the equivalent, and that's through the owner's payroll. I can explain that if you need to. But RICO, I get paid through RICO, not the global budget, right? I pay into the global budget. So I actually lose money from the global budget, not the other way around. All right, so the actual, this isn't full moon, this is Lunar Perigee, and let's get this all upgraded here. So this is the recruitment commission equity spreadsheet. We make them every half year. And the date is the 17th, and then this we would just delete. Perfect. Okay, then so for this $12.25 of value that would be created, you would be able to donate to whatever your community project of choice is or whatever you want to do with that. I mean, it's as a volunteer, you're creating that value. And if you volunteer and you're not working for equity, then you don't get that, but you still get to decide where the value still exists. You still get to decide where the value is going to go. Okay. So as far as the Lunar Perigee, I believe it's 27 days. We'll find out, and then we're going to go through network equity. My computer's just going really slow. But it's like 27 point something or other. We'll get this going here. There we go. That's going. Let's move in. Make them part. Here we go. Lunar Perigee, 27.555. That's an interesting number. It's 27.554551. So this is the number of days between lunar perigees. Okay. I don't know why that came out so weird. You want the whole thing. There we go. So that means that if we are working for every 1 hour of normal time that we spend, every hour we come to a lunar perigee, it equals to 27.55 hours. So if we're here for 2.45 hours, for our network equity, that's equivalent to 67.5 hours. I don't know if that makes sense for you yet, but hopefully eventually you'll understand. Oh, did I lose you? It's like I lost you. There you are.
Sorry, did I miss the view?
No, everything's fine.
Okay.
So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So where we are is we're doing the commission equity. Commission equity. We got our start time, our end time. We got some drop miss time. It's fine. And then we calculate everything out, and what we end up with is our total value that we're creating for each of the sessions, and the equity distribution. And then also for the network equity, we create the total value for the network. And so if you go to the network equity spreadsheet, this has all of our global sessions. Again, this is only our global sessions, not any of the regular work sessions. And that's where we distribute all of our equity.
Okay.
So we put in, obviously afterwards, we'll get the exact numbers. But everybody else would basically be 0 for this particular session. This is the Lunar Perigee. And then so we have me and you. So overall, it creates a total of 132 hours. And just to make sure it's clear, if we do a regular work session for recruitment or whatever, 1 hour is equal to 1 hour. If you show up for the Lunar Perigee session, 1 hour is equal to 27.554551 hours. So if hours of work, it would equal about 65 hours of value. So the Lunar Perigee happens every 27.555 days. And overall, the value of this particular session for the month, and this is the 7-degree east moon month, is expected to be about 5%. In our case, it's going to be a little lower. It'll probably end up being around 2-3%. But right now, it's 4%. So for the week, so this is the 3rd week of the moon month, which means we just had the full moon. And this is the next session. We'll probably have like an 8th moon. And then the week will be end at the last quarter moon. So when we have the last quarter moon, will be the beginning of the next week. So there's probably only going to be like maybe 1, 2, 3 global sessions this week. You know, it's not a lot. But this particular session is worth about 35% of the total value for the week. And where the full moon was worth about 65%. But for the month, it'll only be worth about 4%. Okay? And then in the overall network equity, it's all about coming to the, we just want the global community to come to just a few sessions every month and every, couple months. So by coming to the seasonal session, which only happens once every 91 days, and if you came to the Venus session, or anyone comes to, and then you have the Earth sessions. The Earth session is obviously the biggest, so the Earth session makes up about 37% of the total value of the month. And then the Venus and seasonal session come in 2nd and 3rd. And so if you go to those 3 sessions, just 3 sessions for the whole month, it'll be valued at like 75% of the total network equity. Right? So you can see here that even though you're coming to one global session, you're already almost at 1.5% value, right? So as people are coming to the most important sessions, they can still get pretty good value within the global network equity. And then this is the breakdown for the equity, and then from there we can do anything we want with the value, right? It's infinite how it can be distributed, but obviously we will be distributing equity, shares, tokens, other different types, but there's different ways that we can distribute the value. But the great thing about this is that once you log it, you can decide how you want to distribute the value later. So that's basically network equity. It's really important, especially for the recruitment commission, since we have a lot of people who aren't getting paid, right? So in addition to all of the global sessions, so the global sessions are obviously worth a lot more value for network equity. But we also added the normal hours. So these would, the normal hours would be, okay, these are just the normal hours that people worked that particular week, right? So it's perfectly fine to add in the normal hours. And it's really important that everybody in the recruitment commission, I mean, it's not just important, it's our policy. Everyone has to track their hours. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it'd be like, hey, Charles, how many hours did you put in? 2-3 hours over the week? You know, write it down on your doc. You know, the first week of 70-degree moon month, I worked about 3 hours. Right? And then we can add this in here and distribute value and equity to other workers. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And also, it's nice to have all the information. I mean, you see, you know, Lucy worked 17 hours the first week, not a lot. And also, Albina worked the same amount. I don't know if that works out. And then the second week, Lucy worked 33, and Albina worked 26. Yeah. So, anyways, it's just helpful because you have everything in one place.
Okay. Are you still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So any other questions on the value?
As I go through the document, I'll come up with some question.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I don't think we have much to do. I mean, prioritization, it looks like we have a prioritization spreadsheet for recruitment. But we're in hard stop. We should just go on to desired outcomes. For me, the main desired outcome is just like setting up the recruitment commission. I guess really it's not setting it up, it's like starting to set it up. Start to set it up. Because there's so much to do. I mean, the two of us couldn't really come close to getting it all set up. I mean, there's just too much to do. So what I was thinking is that the first step would be to review existing, mainly independent recruitment team / outreach and recruitment commission workers. The second part will be going over stage 3 training. Stage 3 goals and steps. And then the third part would be to review and report on stage 2. So that would be my recommendation, is that, we're moving on to stage 3. We make sure we have clarity on our existing workers and what's going on with everybody currently involved. Stage 3 is goals and steps. And then go over like what happened with stage 2 and review. This will probably take 10 to 20 minutes. This probably is like 15 minutes, and this is that would be my recommendation for our desired outcomes and moving forward in our. Do you have any other steps?
No. Review Abdul and Zonad. Yeah. Involvement.
That would be part 1.
Because they don't fall independent and they don't fall unpaid work.
Yeah. I don't know if we have any other specific goals. I mean, the recruitment commission basically already has its goals set. We want to recruit, so we don't really have any other separate goals, So I think we can just get rid of all that. So, is there anything else? Or does this look good? Desired outcomes and
Okay, we're good.
This is good?
Yeah.
All right, so no objections. It sounds like we have our topics. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so the next step is desired outcomes check, topic group check, schedule. So here we go. Lunar Apogee. So Wednesday, January 9th at 4 a.m. UTC. So this is the ambassador meeting, would be on the 9th. So again, we would still schedule this. We would still invite everybody. Anyone can come that they want to. It's just not as important of a meeting. Also, this meeting will be taking place next month, not this month. Fine. And then the next recruitment commission meeting is going to be the 21st of January. Most likely by this time, the 21st of January, we'll be starting the next recruitment round. That would be ideal. Okay, so this would be
do you need a break? 5 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, we want to take a break at the top of the hour. So I feel like if we take a break right now, we should be able to get through, 1, 2, 3 within the hour, and then wrap up, check out, and be done. So let's take a 5-minute break now. And then when we come back, I don't know if you have any proposals, but the next section would be proposals. We don't really need to worry about MBE staffing right now. I don't think that's applicable. And then we just jump into our 3 topics, okay? But these are our next 2 sessions. Remember, we were wondering when they were, and now we know. So I'm going to add those to our schedule. I think that's it. All right, so 5-minute break.
Okay. I'm back.
Okay.
Did you take a break?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll break. Okay, so do we have any proposals? I don't think I have any proposals.
Okay.
No proposals. Are ready to move on?
No.
You know, the only proposal here was whether or not we want Charles to be a commissioner, but it's like he's not even here, so it's like kind of a moot point. So we'll just have to worry about that later. All right, so let's go into reviewing our workers. So what we need for reviewing the workers, actually, wait. Before we go through that, there's one other topic that we're supposed to do, which is called our group team setup priorities. So for the group team setup priorities, we do 1 minute for each topic. And then what we're going to need is we're going to need a new, create new recruitment commission priorities doc.
That a spreadsheet or a document, a normal document?
It would be a doc. Yeah.
Pardon?
It would be a doc.
A normal doc.
Yeah. So again, we do 1 minute on each. So if you can try with the timekeeping to try to keep it to a minute, that would be great. Okay, ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Right, so just do like 30 seconds and then 1 minute's up, 30 seconds over. So we're gonna do it quick. All right, so for reviewing existing IRT workers, we need to get the IRT worker verification spreadsheet. So we're gonna need that. And then basically we need to go over their, who is / is not in stage 3. Then we need to go over basically who is in, I guess we kind of already did the email list, like just kind of like next steps and email lists, communication, scheduling, onboarding. Well, I guess some of that's from before. I think that's pretty much it. Hey.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that right? Maybe wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's okay. I think they taste good. All right. I was getting distracted there. So, can you think of anything else we need to do to check in on the different workers? Who's doing what?
Basically, we are going to everybody who is working on recruitment.
Yes.
So put Abdul over there, I think.
So active budget as well as with the Abdul, Sanad, moving. Okay. So I think we're ready to move on. So has it been a minute? You want to keep track of the time. All right. So the next thing is stage 3. So we want to see if anyone accepted invitation. We want to create a verification spreadsheet of all potential new recruits in stage 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're, we basically want to create, we need to draft, this would be a responsibility, draft a introduction email for stage 3 with the information people need to get started. Example, scheduling, setting up hangout, main buddy team meetings, etc., etc. Right. So and then from there it's just like chatting, right? Chatting, email, scheduling support to all new potential. All right, so we don't have to worry about onboarding yet, but just helping them create main buddy teams. And also for you, creating a main buddy team yourself. So that's stage. So that's stage 3. So we'll go through stage 3. Anything else on stage 3? Okay, and then the third part would be review and report on what we did and didn't do for stage 2. So this would need to go through, we need to create a new verification spreadsheet or a new tab of verification. Include everything from the current plan. And the obvious ones are, verifying involvement, which we're going to do a little bit today. Then we have docs and time tracking, super important. Scheduling. Oh my God, it's just cray. Independent recruitment team setup, recruitment mission setup. Obviously, we did a terrible job getting a recruitment commission set up since no one really came except for us. Et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of things that I think we're maybe at like 15%. I mean, pretty much very little got done that I didn't do myself. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. Can you think of anything else for reviewing, reporting on what we've already done?
No.
All right, so I think this is our plan. That's what we want to go over. All right, so I think we're ready.
So what do you mean by
what?
What do you mean by drafting an introduction letter? Stage 3.
Well, we'll get to that. Okay, right now we're gonna go over the first topic. So we just finished our setup, right, for the meeting. So we went over a quick 1 minute for each topic. So now we have our 3 topics. And we're gonna start with number 1. And now you wanna set the clock for 10 to 20 minutes, okay?
Okay.
So the first thing is we need to get the IRT worker verification spreadsheet. And we can also start by going over our list here as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be, worker, and then this would be in stage 3. We want to add this to our verification. Oh look, what's this? Someone Skyped us. Hangouts, app on. Oh, that was weird. Okay, so Wahoo, the answer for you is yes.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to stage 3. Me, not applicable. Zulu, also not applicable. Abdul, also not applicable. All right, Charles, I believe Charles is the volunteer, right? I know.
Yeah.
He's volunteer?
Yeah, he's volunteer.
All right, so he would automatically
That's
be
according to the details.
Yeah, so he would automatically be going on to stage 3. So then we can check on Mike. So it looks like Mike is, no, there isn't. There we go, Mike. Mike is just, well, we didn't invite him, but we could. So I think we do want to invite Mike. So this is exactly the kind of detail where it's like someone being part of the recruitment commission versus not. We can give them a little bit of leeway. So I would go ahead and say that we invite Mike, even though he's at the 5. So we sort of did the cutoff at 475. So we would just we could just add Mike, and this is about half the people, if not a little bit more than half of the people. So if we just do a quick email, we would do a new email, add Mike in there. We would need to grab the actual email itself, which is this one here. Put it in there. Invitation to stage 3.
People have you invited?
What?
How many people?
About half the people, about 50. All right, so
The figure is?
What?
The number of people you have invited.
It's about 50.
50.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we come over here to our email list. So this is the FQN Stage 3 Main Buddy Team Support mailing list. And we go to our membership management, and we would go ahead and invite Mike. So the invitation Send welcome messages to new subscribers. Fine. All right, done. And it says like we do have one, Teresa, two. So two people. And it doesn't look like you got on the email list yet. Did you try to get on the email list? Did you reply?
I don't know how. I put the number or I just say yes.
Did you reply though?
I asked you a couple of times, which is the best reply, yes or the number?
Well, you have to reply the number, right? So it says, you have been invited to join the mailing list. You may accept the invitation simply by replying to this message, but you have to keep the subject header intact. So the subject header itself has to stay the same, which is the big long number. So if you push reply, as long as the subject has this big long number in it, you're fine. So you can write yes in the normal space, but you have to keep this long number the same. Or you can click on the link, and if you click on the link, it'll bring you here. I already did it, so it's already done for me. Okay?
Okay.
So it shouldn't be too hard. All right, so we got Mike invited. So we're gonna go ahead and mark Mike as a yes. So next would be Sandman. I see a Sandra. That's all I see is Sandra. So who is this Sandman person?
Sandman.
Sadman. Sadman.
Sad and then man.
Sadman. All right, here we go. Sadman. All right, so Sadman is definitely included in stage 3. So far, so good.
Okay.
Now we're going to do Elliot. All right, so here's Elliot. Elliot is also, I'm requesting no upfront pay, and we're getting alternative compensation. So Elliot is volunteer. So both Elliot and Charles are volunteer? Are you sure? Let's double check Charles. I'm gonna double check Charles.
I'm sure, but not Elliot.
All right, here's Charles. Charles is volunteer.
Okay.
So, I mean, according to here, it says that Elliot is volunteer as well.
He's asking for pay.
It says, I am...
Afterward, and lowest.
I am requesting no upfront pay.
It is not, the
No monthly
pay is cancelled, but the rest as
$5 an hour. Yeah, well, there is some pay in here, but it's very low. Okay, so Elliot is a yes as well. Yes. Okay,
Okay.
Vargas. Let's check on Vargas. All right, here goes Vargas, right? I see Vargas. I see Vargas is also included, so that's a yes. We already did Mike, so why do we have Mike on here twice? That's weird. We got Mike on here twice. So we can delete Mike. Is that it? Is that everyone?
Yeah.
Just double check real quick. What about Liza?
Liza is Vargas.
And also Tempe Tope. So we need to do Liza and Tempe Tope, okay?
Liza is Vargas.
Liza is Vargas?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. And also,
so tell me. I think tell me.
Right. So let's try. So let's just add these last two people. I know we don't need to worry about Vargas, so we're gonna add. We just need to add in Tempe Tome, right?
Yeah, we are missing Temi.
Okay.
Temi Tope, something like that.
Tempe Tope.
Mm.
Tempe Tope. Nothing. Ausi, A-U-S-I. Right, here we go. This is it. It looks like it's too high. So Tempe Tope Ausi is too high. It doesn't look like they're gonna make it in the budget. So that one would be a no. So Vargas is a yes, but then we have Tempe Tope is a no. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. All right. So there's our verification of who made it to level to stage 3.
So what will happen for Temi Tope?
Well, we'll just let him know that he didn't make it. Right, so he would be removed from the Independent Recruitment Commission. Okay?
Okay.
But we'll keep him potential for now in case he has questions, and then we can ask as needed. It looks like he was around. It says he read some of it, so we'll see.
So basically, is he remaining independent, or what happened next?
He would just be able to change his budget proposal and or confirm or ask any questions, and then for for the next round, he could reapply. And so if he reapplies for the next round, he could work in the independent recruitment team again. If we let him.
So basically, he no longer works in independent?
No. Because he didn't make it to stage 3. So if you don't make it to stage 3, you can't continue to work.
Okay.
Right? He's asking. He wants to get paid like 4 or 5 times more than I even get paid. It's like we would love to pay him that kind of money, but it's not going to happen.
So the time when you go through the FQI application, you don't understand. It is, Okay, we can continue.
Cool. All right. So let's see what else we need to do here. Do we get the IRT worker verification spreadsheet? I guess this is enough, right? I mean, I don't know. Who is not stage 3? So basically, this is just the people who are on our Skype. If that's all we want to do, it'll be fine. It looks like we have. Oh, Albina has a question. Frustrated when Wahoo starts pinpointing specific people. Looks like Albina is frustrated with you, Wahoo.
Pardon?
So I'm not sure. Please help us if everybody working.
I'm not sure I have that. So basically, Albina is allowed to send you a personal email, but I'm not allowed to send a personal email or anybody else.
No, she's not allowed to send a personal email. This should go into FQN worker group. Which one would it go in here? You could put it in the payroll group or something like that. Or maybe we made the budget. No budget group. See it. Not there. We have lots of email groups to create. So there's tons of work to do to get all of our communication set up correctly, So we just haven't gotten everything set up correctly yet. But hopefully we will eventually. Here we go, this is it. Cool. All right, so back to work. So we got this covered. Next steps in email list communication and scheduling. So the scheduling is the biggest problem. Obviously, you don't understand. Charles doesn't understand. Nobody understands scheduling. It's very simple. You get on the Skype and you schedule. And you mark it on the schedule, and then you show up every week at that time and you work. So how do we get people to schedule? Like you don't need me to schedule, right? So we just need everybody to go on the schedule and to write when they're available. So let's see what the schedule looks like. So right now we have Tuesday, Wednesday with Wahoo. Like, so no one person can schedule by themselves. It's impossible. You have to have at least 2 people that we can easily get rid of. So Liza Temi, what is that? What's Liza Temi? What's Temi? Is Temi a person or no?
Temi.
Is Liza Temi the same person?
Liza is Vargas.
Liza Marie, but it doesn't make, who is Temi? Temi.
Temi is the person who just Temi Tope.
Okay, was wondering why it was not included. Why or not included? It simply seems your budget proposal is very high. Please verify, but I saw. What was it? Let's just quickly check here. It was something like $15.70 an hour, 21,000 a year. All right, so that should be fine. Okay, so Liza, Temi. So obviously, if Temi's no longer involved, that's not going to work, right? So the only one we have is Tuesday, Wednesday for Zero Wahoo for Andromeda. Right, so that one's fine. And then let's check Old World. Anything on Old World? Nothing. Right. So basically we have one weekly scheduled session. So that's fine. So, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that, you know, but I at least want to check in. You know, so hopefully I can at least check in because if the super hard stuff wasn't going on, I would definitely be able to make it. So I'll just put my name there. So the problem is that the rest of the team isn't scheduled, right? So over here we would say not scheduled, no scheduled days would be everybody else, right? So I can just copy and paste this list right here. So basically we got Charles, Mike, Salmon, Elliot, Vargas. Okay. So do you see the problem? Or should I explain it again?
No.
So basically the point is that there's no schedule, right? There's me, Lazili, and Wahoo on Tuesday, Wednesday. So this should be announced. So that would be not tomorrow, but the next day. So we should announce it. This is the only scheduled buddy team. Announce it, everybody, invite everybody to come. Can you do that?
Okay.
So this is a task. So Wahoo is going to invite everyone to come to the one and only scheduled buddy team and remind everyone to schedule as well. Also on people's so we need to verify that everyone has a doc and to make sure people add their availability, right? So we should have availability for everybody of when people are available in general, but then we need a schedule, right? So someone could create an availability list and see where some of the overlap is, but then you actually have to schedule and get agreement and be like, okay, person's going to show up at this time, get work done. And then if they don't show up, they would get a strike. It'll be a different kind of strike, but it's the same sort of idea. You know, it's like if you schedule and you're going to show up, then you show up, or you let people know you're not going to make it, which is perfectly fine. If someone can't make it, we don't care. You just let us know. Okay. So if you're not going to be there, on Tuesday, you let us know. Otherwise, you go in the no-show column, and then it's basically you're getting a strike. You know, we're not much of that concerned about buddy team strikes, but eventually in the future we'll get more serious about them. You know, like if people schedule, we want people to show up. All right. So are we good on this, or anything else on?
No.
Okay. Cool. That's this. All right. That's good. All right. So let's go on to the next step, stage 3. Okay. Do we want to go over Abdul, Zonat, Zilu first?
Yeah.
All right. So Abdul, Zonat, Zilu. So basically, we're creating, like, you know, we have the active budget team. Active budget team also includes Zilu, and Zilu is the rep / commissioner, right? And then we're trying to get Abdul, Zonat, Zilu, possibly Teresa, possibly Mamoon, right? So if we could get a couple more people, paid workers involved, that would be great. So we'll see if that happens.
Basically, that implies that Abdul, Zona, Teresa, Mamu are approving the budget.
They're already in the budget. They're just not working. So the goal is to, like, Abdul and Zonad came for the first time, which is great. But, you know, in general, they just haven't been working. So we want to get them back engaged and involved and working. Either way, it doesn't really matter. We're recruiting, so we can bring in other people who can take their place if they don't want to step up. But what kind of questions do you have about it? I mean, you know, there doesn't need to be a lot of interaction, but they do need to schedule if they want to do work. So that's up to them to decide to schedule. Plus, with the super hard stop, it might be difficult for them to focus on recruitment, but we just have to do our best. Yeah, so
basically, if they're not supposed to work, what are they supposed to do under recruitment?
Well, no, I don't think you understand hard stop. So they need to meet the criteria. So the first thing they need to do is to meet the criteria and get their schedule set up and their availability and make sure that they're organized and they have clear responsibilities so they can focus on those responsibilities. Without that, you're not allowed to work. Nobody's allowed to work without being organized, right? I mean, it doesn't even matter if you're trying to do work. The independent recruitment team isn't doing anything because it's not organized. Does that make sense?
No.
Nobody's scheduled. Nobody has responsibilities. No one has goals. No one has, tasks, or, no one's doing any output. No one is going to scheduled buddy teams. No one's doing work. I mean, nothing's happening. That's not functional.
So when they say disqualify in the spreadsheet, it actually means they are inactive.
Yeah, it pretty much just means that they're inactive, and if they want to work, they need to meet the basic criteria. For example, if you want to work in the African Community Network, you can't just say you want to work. That's not going to do you anything, right? You actually have to schedule and communicate, right? Like we barely hear from Mamoon. Like who even knows what's going on with Mamoon? He doesn't talk to us, right? You can't be working with us if you're not even communicating and scheduling. So if you're no communication, no scheduling, no responsibilities chosen, then you're not working.
Okay.
It's just basic professional courtesy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're not talking about anything difficult. It's like, it would probably take me less than 5 minutes to qualify to be an FQN worker, where other people, it takes them days, weeks, even months, because they just don't understand or I don't know what it is. Okay. So if someone's a professional worker and actually wants to get work done, it shouldn't be more than 5 minutes to get qualified. It's just a matter of just looking at your calendar, scheduling a time, being available for that time. Here's a list of 20 responsibilities or priorities. Choose 5 of them. Tell us what you want to work on. Communicate, on Skype a couple times a week so that we know what you're doing. All right. And then show up at the scheduled times. All right, cool. So I think that's pretty clear. Anything else on Abdul Nonad?
So basically, why is someone who is inactive the first order of business is asking for management?
Anyone can be a manager. We don't have any rules on people stepping up. Like, you could become a manager. Like, you haven't been around very long. If you want to be a manager, you could be a manager.
Okay, it is not a big deal. I know in FK being a manager, but the first thing, the track record of Abdul doesn't even qualify him to be a manager. Like, for real.
Yes, that is true. So technically speaking, we should have had him go off and work on his qualifications, instead of having him, spend a couple hours, like maybe the 3 hours or 4 hours, whatever it was, in the meeting. So maybe he shouldn't have done that, and he should have been pushed into his buddy team to do the qualifications. So next time we'll do that better, but it was still good for him to learn and get the training and interact and ask some of the questions that he did. I mean, it wasn't like a total loss or
anything. Can I tell you how I did take it? It's like, okay, the thing is, right now, FQI is desperate in work reinforcement. So Abdul come in, taking advantage, like, okay, I need to be a manager for me to work. As in, FQI cannot function without Abdul. That is what Abdul is saying behind the scene.
When who would ever think that FQN can't function without Abdul? Abdul is definitely no one person is needed to do anything. Like, the whole point of what we're building is to create an organizational framework and model that is not dependent on any one person. Right?
So exactly, that is why I think Abdul came in with that on the table. I need to be a manager. For him to work, it's like he's being hostage the FQI.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think it makes any sense, but I mean, Abdul has tried to do management positions multiple times over the year. He's failed every time. He's just not really a manager. He's not good at it. So it's not a big deal. If he wants to try to keep trying to keep being a manager, it's fine. I mean, I don't care. I mean, it's better to have somebody thinking about it than nobody at all. I mean, those are the options. Either Abdul tries to do it or there's nobody. Like, there's no in between, right? So for me, the focus is recruitment. It's like, I don't care if Abdul wants to try to be a manager again, since nobody else wants to do it. So let's recruit people and find people to do it, and then Abdul doesn't have to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, there's nobody else. It's me, Lucy, Albina. Zilu's not a manager at all. That's it. That's all we got. There is nobody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tax. Zulu have tax.
Zulu what?
Tax and recruitment.
Yeah, I mean, Zilu's good at working on taxes. He's not good managing it, right? So Zilu's a very good worker. Abdul's an okay worker, right? So Zilu can get the work done. He's just not very good at managing the work, right? There's a difference between managing and getting the work done. If all the work gets done, you don't need a manager, right? So the worker in the FBM community network, the worker is, higher level than the manager because we're a decentralized distributed network. So therefore, we don't need if the workers can get all the work done, you don't need a manager. There's no manager necessary. All the work's done, so the manager has nothing to do. Right? So,
right.
So in that context, that's why we don't have a lot of management, right? We basically only have workers, but there is things that don't get done, and so the management becomes important in trying to make sure it happens. Like some of the coordination, the hard stop, soft stop coordination, all that. Anyways, my point overall is let's focus on recruitment and recruiting people who want to be involved instead of focusing on the people who don't want to be involved, because that's not going to get us anywhere. Does that make sense? Like obviously Abdul doesn't really want to be that involved. I mean, he's had opportunity for over a year, if not 2, to be actively involved, and he hasn't really stepped up,
Okay.
And he doesn't even speak that good of English, so it's like, so hopefully he'll get more involved, but it's not of my concern. Like any one person should not be our focus. Our focus should be on the team and everybody working together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
We can move on.
Okay, good. So that took us 45 minutes. So I don't know if we're going to get through everything here, but let's at least get through some of stage 3, and then we can start wrapping up and checking out here.
Okay.
All right, so stage 3. So we saw that a couple people had accepted the invitation. So that's a good sign. It's definitely possible that, we could completely fail. Right? So we could set up the email. Look, we have another person. So Teresa, workers. Interesting. No, just the 2 people. All right. So, I mean, it's definitely possible that everything could just completely fail. And then we get no main buddy team set up and no budget proposals. And then we just start a new round of recruitment. Right? Or go back to the same round and repeat and find more people that we can invite. Right? Does that make sense?
Okay.
And I did just remember that I should make sure that invited, so invited to stage 3. To stage 61, that's funny. Okay. And there's one. That's good. All right. So these are all the people who are invited. So you can keep track of that. We have only 2 people who accepted the invitation so far. Only 2 people accepted. So hopefully some more people will accept.
But mine.
What?
I'll send mine.
You sent yours?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if it goes through. No, I don't see it.
You can refresh the page, I think. But I have the email.
It says it added you. Not there.
Which say welcome to the FBI in support list. Thank you for subscribing in main body team email list. More information will be coming soon.
Well, that's the right one. So I don't know why it's not coming up, but we'll just have to keep checking it.
That 1 minute.
Yeah, it just says 6 people right now, so I would just assume that it just needs to update and just give it some time. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So another thing we're gonna want to do is another responsibility would be the Google email list. So, and then we're gonna want to do the verification, right? So on the verification, we list all the people. We'd say whether or not they're on the mailman list, and I can help with this one. I need someone to help with the Google email list, and then there's also the Skype group. Right. So the responsibility would be like help new potential recruits to get on Skype group. Right. Help new potential recruits to get on Google email list.
I can do Skype group.
Cool. So I'm going to take care of the mailman list because that's what I've already been doing. Okay.
Okay.
And you know which Skype group it is, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Albina says. All right, thank you everyone. First step, get someone else to reconcile Lucy Albina's past payments up to the most recent plus hours. I mean, is this necessary? Like, who was requesting that?
What?
All right, so let's see. Okay. So we want to list all the people and then see what groups they're on, and then we would start tracking, docs, anybody team docs, ops, anybody team docs, right?
Oh, okay. Okay. So basically, how do I get people on Skype group?
All right, well, let's just double check which Skype. We're looking for the main buddy team support Skype group. Let's see, let's try again. New World main buddy team support. This is the one. And we already have 20 people on this group, so this is the other place, right? That people can join directly. So it looks this is Erica Moole. Erica Moole. All right. So let's see if this is the same person who joined the email list. We come over here, go to the email list. It says Efren Madragang, right? So it's a different person. Okay, so basically what you end up with is you have some people are going to join the email list, some people are going to join the Google group, some people are going to join the Skype group. And then what we need to do is keep track of all of that in our spreadsheet, right? So we're creating a verification spreadsheet where we're going to be listing all people. This verification spreadsheet that we're creating should list everybody on the Skype group, right? So currently the mailman list has like 6 people. or really just like 3 to 4 people. We don't know about the Google group yet. And this one, whoever does do this one can invite everyone to the Google email list as well. So the Skype group, we've got 20 people on it. So we want to track all 20 of those people. We want to verify, are those the right people to be in the group? Do we want to remove anybody? What's going on there, right? So we want to be tracking all of those people. So let's just make sure that you are in it. Yeah, okay, so you're in there, so that should be fine. So this is where the focus should be. Okay.
Okay.
What should I write here? And that'll be enough for now. Okay. So this is the Skype group that you're gonna want to start supporting. Any other questions on the verification spreadsheet?
Drafting introduction email for stage 3.
Okay, so the introduction email for stage 3 is going to be, I think we can use the same messaging doc that we already have. So in this context, it's just invite people to start scheduling, the link to the Hangout. We want to give them the link to the doc for explaining how the main buddy teams are created, and then maybe give them a list of names if they have questions. But I mean, it doesn't need to be particularly complicated. It's just kind of letting people know that we're starting, and that they can create their main buddy teams. And then from there, it's just. Does that make sense?
Pardon?
Does that make sense in terms of drafting the introductory email?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, it should be pretty simple. It's but we want to have something. I mean, we have the automated welcome message, but I don't think that is just enough, because we want people to start using the communication. So we might want to explain how to use the email group, right? How to send an email. What is the main things that I can do? Is there any online job discussion? Online job discussion. We do lots of work. First step is to create a main buddy team. Visual. So we can go ahead and send this person the main buddy team's information doc. So we would just need to get that, which I believe is in welcome email. Easy place to find it here. Welcome to here. So more about me, buddy. Also, we can double check on this person to see, can I talk with you? Well, this is where we want to send them the Hangout link. Like, so we would send them the recruitment Hangout link. Okay, can you do that?
Yeah.
So for the recruitment Hangout links, we would want to send, and he could even jump on right now, right? And he could join the recruitment commission, all that good jazzy jazz. So for this, we would want to use the recruitment commission. Right now we have 3 Hangouts. We have 10, 11, 12. Eventually we'll create 13, 14, 15. So we'll have like, 5 or 6 Hangouts. So right now we can, right now we could handle 9 people, right? So good 3 groups of 3. But as soon as we got 10 people, we would start having a problem, right? So we still need to make some more Hangouts here. But this is a good start. So we would just send him this link, and then this would give him the link to our recruitment Hangouts. And he can come jump on right now if he wants to jump on. Link to Is he calling me or is he just calling me? I guess I could do the Skype with him, but it's better just to jump on the Hangout, right? All right, so let's see. Eric Moore. Let's see where he comes up here. Eric. How do you spell it? E-K-R-A. Eric. E-K-R-A. E-K-R-A. So I don't know where this person found.
You did not send him the link to the Hangout.
What?
You did not send him the link to the Hangout.
What do you mean? I sent him a link to all the Hangouts.
Oh.
So I'm not sure if he even if he did the Hangout form yet. Yeah, if we did the intake form. Yeah, so sometimes we need to double check on the intake form and get everything organized. But I'm pretty sure I am on the phone now. Okay. Let's see if we can find any more information on this person. Hossein. Hossein. Nothing. Nothing. So we might need to send him the intake form. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm not sure what. So anyway, so this person. All right. Tonight I will fill out. I am on the phone now. Tonight I will fill out. So it looks like they haven't even filled out the intake form.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I mean, technically speaking, anyone could create a main buddy team. There's nothing wrong with creating a main buddy team. We only invite the people who we think are actually going to potentially get in the budget. In which case, it's just like we're not trying to like waste people's time, right? But if people want to directly create a main buddy team, that's obviously perfectly fine. But anyways, if you could send him, can you do that right now to send the intake form? What?
Outreach sign up.
The intake form.
Okay.
So are you gonna send that or no? Hello?
There, it is there. I've sent it.
Great. Perfect. So anyways, this particular round is actually going to be pretty mellow because of how terrible we did. I mean, most of the form months ago. You know, so in a good round, people fill out the form. We'll immediately invite them. You know, we'll get the cutoff. We'll immediately invite everybody to the main buddy team formations. And then at this point with the main buddy team formations, there could be 10, 20, 30, even 50 people who are actively engaged creating main buddy teams. And there could be dozens of conversations going on and hundreds of questions, right? So this is where the independent recruitment team comes in, the recruitment workers to help coordinate all of the main buddy teams to get their buddy teams set up. Does that make sense? On like, you know, what would need to be organized and set up and clarified?
Pardon?
Do you have any...
You're like breaking up.
I can try to refresh here. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Great. So did you have a question? I gotta get going here. It's getting pretty late, but did you have any other question? So do you understand everything that you're gonna be doing?
Yeah, Skype group answer everybody.
Uh-huh. All right, well, there should be a lot
then,
more than just that. So we need to draft the stage 3 email. We need to, educate and communicate to everybody about what's happened, maybe even use the video. I don't think we really tracked any of the times of the video, so we'd want to find what times of the video so we can get the right links. You want to be preparing like all the different questions. You might even want to create like a frequently asked questions doc, a frequently FQA doc of all the frequently asked questions that we get, and then we just want to start communicating and coordinating the different people. Also, we want to get our verification spreadsheets organized and set up with all the previous work, as well as we're going to create a new tab with all the new work that we're doing for stage 3. So there's lots and lots of work to do, way more than you could do by yourself, way more than I can do. We just need to get people engaged and working on it. So yeah. And also the scheduling, right? Super duper important. Hello?
Sorry, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I don't know if you got any of that, but I don't know. Maybe we should just check out.
Pardon?
I said I don't know if you got any of what I said, but maybe we should just check out anyways, because I got to get going here, and
okay.
I don't know if you're gonna do anything. You want to check out?
Yeah, we can check out if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
You can share your screen.
All right, but I was doing checkout. So can you check out? Or do you want me to go first? I'll go first. I thought this session was pretty good. I guess I would give it a 6. Oh no, I give it a go. Not enough people showed up. We were disorganized, and we have like lots of prep work still to do. I'll be obviously working on the stage 3 organizing and getting the email group set up, answering questions, and working on everything else. Okay, you want to check out? Hello?
Yeah?
Would you like to check out?
Yeah. I will give it a 9. Even if nobody show up. On stage, I've learned responsibility.
Okay, I didn't quite get all that, but what did you say you were going to do again?
Responsibility.
Which responsibility? Choosing responsibilities?
Yeah, making the spreadsheet. There's yellow mark over there.
Okay, cool. Making verification list of responsibility for our plan, right?
Yeah.
I think we want for a tab. I mean, you could use the existing verification spreadsheet, but you want one tab for stage 2 and one tab for stage 3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good work. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Bye-bye.